People have been using their iPhones for a week and a half now, just a little longer than a few of us waited in line for them. So we wanted to know, is it living up to expectations? Let's ask a couple of experts. Stephen Levy, technology columnist for Newsweek, loves the iPhone. Brian Cooley, editor-at-large for CNET.com, isn't so crazy about it. Good morning to you both.
Good morning,
Good morning, Hank.
Stephen, let me start with you. You wrote a rave about this in Newsweek. You've had yours for how long now?
Almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks. And what's the thing you love about it most?
The thing I love is just the screen puts everything up there and makes the browsing and makes even the finding your contacts and your email very, very vivid. It's a pleasure to use it minute by minute.
Right.
And that's where I think a big payoff is that you don't see with other phones.
Okay. And Brian, from what you've seen of the iPhone, what is your biggest beef?
I have two or three. The biggest one, Harry, is going to be the lack of what's called 3G network. That is a high-speed connection to the internet over the cellular network. As a result, you've got a relatively pokey connection when you're on the cell network, or you can go to a coffee shop or wherever and get a Wi-Fi hotspot and have high speed. But that takes some of the mobile out of the mobile internet. There are plenty of these so-called 3G-enabled phones on the market. The iPhone just isn't one of them, and it should be.
Yeah. Now, have you found that to be is crimping your style?
It's definitely a criticism that I mentioned in my review and the other reviewers have noticed, and it's a problem. On the other hand, there's plenty that you can do. You can get around it. It's first generation. You have to put up with it. Overall, the payoff is much worth the price, I think.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, if you're paying this much money and you've got to buy this prescription to the phone plan as well, right? For 2 years.
Just like any other cell phone, it's not really out of line.
Yeah, but still, shouldn't it be better than it is?
It's pretty good. It's better than what you get with other phones.
Right.
If you have other phones, even with a 3G network, it's not going to look as good. You're not going to use it as much. There's plenty of Wi-Fi out there in the world. Yeah. Sometimes you're not going to get the ultimate experience using it.
Right.
When you use YouTube, it'll be fuzzier when you're out there. But
if you're in a city, there's plenty of Wi-Fi. But if you walk 5 blocks away, there's no Wi-Fi.
That's true. That's true. No, there's no question that it could be slow out there. But you're not going to want to use the internet on these other phones because it's ugly. This is beautiful.
See, I use a smartphone that has a so-called ugly small screen, and yes, it's a far less visually satisfying experience, but the mobile internet tends to be more about survival, if you will. I need to find something out right now. I need to bid on an eBay auction or buy some tickets or look up a bus schedule. Yeah. I don't care how it looks. I want it to be just okay, but I want the page to load in less than an hour. Yeah. And sometimes that's not possible with these slower edge networks like the iPhone uses.
Because there are some things I know that, Brian, you feel are appealing about the phone. Is your sense that if you were really interested, you should wait?
I would wait till the next iPhone. Personally, it depends on your geek profile. If you are tech fashion forward, of course you want one of these. The iPhone's fabulous in many ways, but if you're really going to do a hard numbers analysis, is it worth the money plus the commitment? I don't think it is right now. I'm waiting for 2.0. Apple has a great track record of innovating well and not making missteps. I want to see that happen with the iPhone.
Steve, is it really more of a kind of a toy than it is, or it's a next something, but it's not so much a phone. I mean, do you care about the phone?
Actually, I've been finding the phone is one of the hidden pleasures of the iPhone. It's a great phone,
right?
And the thing, they have this visual voicemail where you can actually see all the voicemails that people leave for you and choose the ones you want. Right. I use that a lot, and that's very valuable to me.
Right. Brian, what about this notion that, one of the big criticisms, if you go online, people hate the fact that you can't take the battery out, that when the battery runs out, what do you have to do? You have to send it in, and how much is it going to cost?
It's like an iPod. You send it back to Apple, and in a few days they turn it around. In this case, it's about $85 all in once it's delivered back to you. That's a little steep, but that doesn't bother me for a device in this class. What bothers me is saying goodbye to my phone for a few days. Yeah, they'll cross-ship me a loaner for $29, but the whole idea of being without my phone, with my contacts and data and photos and stuff on it, that gives me the willies. They really need a removable battery in this product.
And finally, Steve, what are you going to do when that happens?
Apple makes it really easy. The data really lives on your computer, so the phone they give you will be your phone exactly the same those 3 days. That's not a big problem.
Yeah. I can see you not. You probably sleep. Do you sleep with it under your pillow?
Every so often it reminds me, hey, you haven't touched me in a while.
Stephen Levy, thank you very much. Brian Cooley, do appreciate your expertise. Thank you so much.